greetings from the Ministry of Lands. My remarks on this concept of land banking. One, the Ministry welcomes this initiative of land banking. We included it in our program for natural resources, where land management falls under the NDP3. Land banking is a very novel concept, but very important. And you know, government has been grappling with acquiring land for investments. Government has been struggling to find land, at times fighting with people to just acquire corridors for putting basic utilities. This has been a big challenge. Now imagine if we had a centralized bank facility where we have so many hectares of land free from encumbrance, free from squatters, and all owned by government. Would the government be able to do all the infrastructure projects that it plans to do in a timely and cost-effective manner? So basically, if we implement this idea, I think we shall go a long way in saving government money, saving government time, saving government resources that we have spent or that is already spending in land acquisition. We have several challenges concerning land acquisition, and one of them I've just spoken to it. The problem that is the problem of acquiring land. As you know, we have multiple tenure systems in Uganda. Maybe if I can just ask, how many tenure systems do we have? Just Mr. Sekabate knows, but Dr. Sekabate knows, but I don't know whether the rest of us know the multiple layers of tenure systems that exist in Uganda. We have 4 of them, and all of them confer the same rights. So government is trying to acquire land which has multiple tenure systems, and within those tenure systems, there are also sub-tenures. For example, Milo land, you'll find there is the Milo owner, then there is the Chibanja owner, then the Chibanja is licensed to someone else to use the land. We find 3 different layers of land rights on the same land. And government is trying to acquire this land. So it has to compensate the Milo owner, it has to compensate the Chibanja owner, and at times also the licensee. So it's a big challenge, and this is something that we would like to avoid if we implement the concept of land banking. I also like to emphasize the need for these guidelines. But also, guidelines come within the framework, the legal framework. And I mentioned this in the last meeting, that it's important to have guidelines, but the law should allow these guidelines to be put in place. So we need also to look at the legal framework. Does it allow us, does it give us room to have these guidelines in place? For example, does the Constitution permit this concept of land banking? Do the laws governing land also allow this concept of land banking? We don't want to do something that is against the Constitution and against the statutes that govern land. But I'm very hopeful that the consultant has done a very good analysis of the law, and I'm sure they will report that there's nothing about this concept that is going to infringe on the laws, starting the Constitution and the other laws. And then secondly, as we invoke these guidelines, we must also be mindful of the institutional framework. We have so many agencies that acquire land in Uganda, so many. We have the Free Zones Authority, we have UIA, we have UNRA, you mentioned all of them. Uganda Transmission, all of them acquiring land. Now this concept envisages a situation where we have a central bank facility where land can be obtained for all these purposes. And we have to make sure that these institutions are harmonized, the coordination, and there's harmonization in the way they acquire land through the land banking system. Is it going to be business as usual? Is it going to be the same way that that land is being acquired now? Or are we going to change the way these institutions acquire land or purchase land using the land banking facility. So with those remarks, I would like to, I don't know whether I'm supposed to pen or open the discussion, but we are the